Today I'm going to rank every single leader in OP11. Hello and welcome to the table, and let's just dive right into things. First off, talking about Shirahoshi, which I'm putting at the bottom of B tier. This leader seems fine. It's green and yellow. It's got 5 life, which is above the normal. It's got 5k power, but more importantly, Shirahoshi cannot attack, which is a downside, but she does have a pretty strong effect stapled onto her. As an activate main, once per turn, you can rest one of your Dawn, flip the top card of your life cards face up, and then play up to 1 Seeking or Merfolk type card from your hand with a cost of less than or equal to the number of Dawn you have. Which is strong, because, I mean, you can play, if you went second and it's turn 2, you can spend 1 resource, flip the top card of your life, and play something that costs 4 from your hand for 1 resource instead of 4. I mean, that's pretty powerful. And the later you go, the more powerful Shirahoshi's effect gets. Sure, every time you activate this effect, you have to flip the top card of your life face up, so you can only activate this ability so many times in a game, but I still feel like the ability that by itself is strong enough to make Shirahoshi's cannot attack slightly better, because you're going to likely have a board state more often than any other leader that has the ability that they cannot attack stapled onto them. So, I don't know, Shirahoshi seems fine, not insane, because she cannot attack, but still fine. Now, Jinbei, I do think is a little bit better. Jinbei is a green leader with 5 life and 5k power, and this pretty simple, but actually fairly powerful effect. At the end of your turn, if you have 6 or less cards in hand, use it up to 1 Fishman or Merfolk type character and up to 1 Dawn card as active, which is actually kind of good. I mean, green has a solid amount of events that have counter effects, have counter abilities, so you can hold up more of those during your opponent's turn thanks to Jinbei's own effect, which is strong. In addition to that, you can attack with your biggest blocker for 6k power, for example, and then at the end of your turn, if you have 6 or less cards in hand, boom, you set it as active with Jinbei. So you can swim with stuff more comfortably because you're likely going to be able to ready it at the end of your turn and then make it impossible for the opponent to attack at that thing, and more likely for you to get more value out of that card, which is very good. If you're attacking with something like Hody Jones, which is a really, really powerful green character in the world of One Piece, and your opponent really wants to get rid of it, well, at the end of your turn, if you set it as active with Jinbei, which you can do with Jinbei's own effect, it's going to make it a lot harder for the opponent to kill it. So it's nothing insane by any means, but it's a lot stronger than people might think off of face value. But then there's Katakuri, purple Katakuri with 5k power and 5 life, and not as strong of an effect as the original Katakuri in my opinion, but still pretty strong, because whenever he's attacking or whenever the opponent attacks him, once per turn, you can Dawn -1, so return 1 Dawn from your field to your deck, and then you get to look at the top card of your opponent's deck, which is a strong effect. I mean, depending on how many times you use this throughout the game, you can kind of know a lot of what your opponent's got access to and what they have available to use, which is strong. But in addition to that, Katakuri also gets plus 1k power for the battle. Not for the whole turn, but only for the battle, which is strong because it makes it a lot harder for the opponent to actually threaten Katakuri, because the opponent can send 5k at Katakuri, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to Dawn -1, get a little peek of what you're doing, and then this comes in for 6, or this has 6k power now, and your thing doesn't hit, which is good. I don't think it's insane because it's not for the whole turn, which another card that I'll talk about here in a little bit does. But still, Katakuri is a really strong card, a strong leader potentially, which is why I'm putting him in A tier. But then I got another purple leader that also has blue, Luffy. And Luffy has 6k power and 3 life. So don't see that very often. Even though it has 3 life, it does have 6k power, which does make it a lot harder for the opponent to hit. It's like a permanent Katakuri buff, which is very strong. But still has 3 life. So you only have so much to work with. But you have a lot of cards, you have a lot of ways to kind of control what the opponent's doing, you have a lot of ways to remove, and you got a lot of blockers. So you do have a lot of ways to defend yourself and make it a lot harder for the opponent to hurt you and hit you, and then allow you to drag the game out more, which if you've ever played purple or against purple before, you know the later the game goes, the better it is for the purple player. And it also holds true for blue decks. And this is both in one. So yeah, I feel like this deck, the later it goes, the better it gets. And in addition to that, the later it goes, it also gets some really sweet card selection thanks to Luffy's own effect. Because at the start of your turn, if you have 8 or more Dawn cards, you get to look at the top 5 of your deck, pick one Straw Hat Crew type card from among them, add it to your hand, and then place the remaining cards on the top or bottom of your deck in any order. So sure, you might not have all Straw Hat cards, you might have a Big Mom in your deck, for example, which, considering that you only have 3 life, I could totally see this deck running something like Big Mom. But you can take one Straw Hat card, and if you got a Big Mom, boom, put it on the top of your deck. Make that the next card that you draw, and put the other 3 wherever you want. If you need more counters, maybe ship some of those cards to the bottom. Or if you need more counters and you got some of them, maybe stack the ones that counter for the most on the top of your deck. Like, you get some really insane card selection the later the game goes, and because you're in purple, you're likely going to be getting this at the start of turn value earlier than other decks would. So, I don't know. Luffy just seems really good to me because of the card selection, because of the cards that he has access to, and because of that 6k power body. It's really strong and really powerful. But not as strong as Kobe, who is the first leader I'm putting in S tier. Kobe is actually kind of insane, honestly. His characters basically have character rush, is what I'm liking to call it. But he officially reads your sword type characters can attack characters the turn they are played. So basically, your stuff normally wouldn't be able to attack at all, but they can attack your opponent's rest of characters. So that could be some good value for you. It's not going to be the thing that makes this the S tier leader, but it's still a strong ability to have stapled onto your leader. But in addition, Kobe has this once per turn ability that when one of your Navy type characters with a base power of 7k or less is removed from play by an opponent's effects, you may instead place 3 cards from your trash on the bottom of your deck in any order. And this is a black deck, which if you don't know, black decks love to do stuff with their trash. And Kobe makes it a lot harder for the opponent to kill your stuff with something like a Gum Gum Jet pistol, I believe is the one, the 4-cost red event that KOs something with 6k power or less. But this card basically says, okay, you can do that. Actually, no, I'm going to place 3 cards from my trash on the bottom instead because I'm black and I do stupid stuff like that. And this is also red, so you can have some really good aggressive cards in your deck and make it a lot harder for the opponent to kill those aggressive cards. And then all of a sudden, you are killing your opponent and they have very little to do about it. I mean, sure, this ability that makes it a lot harder for the opponent to kill one of your dudes is only a once per turn effect, and in combat they can still kill it. Like, if they send 7k at one of your 6k dudes and you can't counter out, sure, your dude's still gonna die. But still, it makes it a lot harder for the opponent to kill some of your stuff, which is strong, and you have a lot more ability to manage your opponent's own board state, so it's a lot harder for the opponent to actually kill your stuff in combat. So there is that too. So, I don't know, red, black, Kobe seems strong. He's got 5k power and 4 life, so the normal kind of stuff. But his abilities just make him really strong in my opinion, and potentially one of the better leaders coming out of this set. But not the strongest, in my opinion. Because there's one more leader left, and that is Nami. A yellow and blue leader with 4 life and 5k power, and some stupid busted abilities. So during your turn, once per turn, when a card leaves any life pile, yours or your opponent's, if you have 7 or less cards in hand, you draw a card. Which, that's strong, for reasons I'll get to here in a second, because her future ability is pretty strong, based on the number of cards you have in your hand. But in addition, just drawing free cards off of the opponent losing life, or you, because you're yellow, manipulating your life. There's a new Nami coming out in this set, 2-cost, 2k power character with a 2k counter. Pretty solid. But in addition, when you play it, you can add 1 card from the top of your life to your hand, activating, likely, Nami's own effect. And then, this new Nami says, if you do that, you get to KO one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less, which is absurd. And that I don't know, that card seems insane in this deck. So you immediately get value off of Nami's own ability, and then, yeah, so you have plenty of ways to draw cards every turn, basically, with Nami. And in addition to getting more card advantage, which is already a nuts effect, Dawn 1, when your opponent's attacking you, once per turn, you can trash one of those cards that you're drawing from your hand to then give this leader plus 2k power, not for the battle, but for the turn. So, for the rest of the opponent's turn, if they want to hit Nami, they gotta come in for 7k instead of only 5, which is a lot. And for Katakuri, sure, you forcing the opponent to come in with 6k one more time than they normally would is strong, but for Nami, it's for the whole turn, and it's more power than Katakuri. Like, what? I don't know. Just seems absolutely insane to me. So anyways, with all that aside, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It's completely free, you won't regret it. Leave a comment down below and tell me your thoughts on what leaders you think are going to be the top and what leaders are going to be the bottom once OP11 comes out. And again, have a great rest of your day, everybody.